Ever get that feeling your new hire is smiling on the outside, but secretly wondering if they made a huge mistake? Hi entrepreneurs, I'm Vicky Brown, and you're in the right place if you want to engage your team, boost your business, and grow your leadership muscle. All right, let's be real. If you've ever hired someone and found yourself scrambling on their first day, trying to set up their email, track down a laptop, or remember what it was you actually wanted them to do, well, you're not alone. But here's what most entrepreneurs don't realize. Your new hire is watching everything. Their first few days tell them whether you run a real business or just an idea that you're trying to hold together with duct tape and charm. And even if they don't say it, they're quietly evaluating if they can count on you, if this is a place where they can grow, what kind of leader you are, how your business runs, and whether they made the right decision. Now, I've seen it from both sides. I've hired people into fast-moving, still-forming companies, and I've been hired into one. In fact, a very famous animation company, and no, not the one you're thinking of. The VP of HR, someone that I knew and respected, had recruited me directly. I gave my previous employer a full month's notice, and I walked in on day one, ready to go. But no one at reception knew who I was. I waited 40 minutes in the lobby, no desk, no email, no plan. And before I could even process that, I was sent off to handle a fairly thorny employee relations issue in the courtyard with a notepad. No laptop, no files, no introduction. That first day turned into days 2 and 3. And finally, by day 4, they had a space for me. In the hallway. A literal hallway desk. And a PC they somehow managed to plug in. No privacy, no context, and no way I could do my best work. That experience stuck with me because I like the people, I like the work, but I never felt like I belonged there. That company was a hot mess, and I couldn't unsee that. Now, let's bring this back to you. You're not running a big animation studio, at least I don't think you are. You might be leading a team of 2 or 10, and maybe this is your first employee, but the stakes are the same. Onboarding is your new hire's first real glimpse behind the scenes, and they're noticing the things you've gotten used to ignoring. They notice when there's no welcome, no structure, no plan for what they're supposed to do on day 1. They notice when their tools aren't ready, when they're passed from person to person for answers, and when every instruction feels like a shrug. They notice when they ask what success looks like, and you don't have a clear answer. Or worse, when one team member says one thing and another contradicts it. That inconsistency, that breeds confusion, and confusion leads to disengagement. When your systems are messy, your new hire doesn't think they're just busy. They think they don't have it together. And that thought, whether they say it out loud or not, is the first crack in trust. And trust is everything. Because in small businesses, your people need to believe in you, in your direction, your judgment, and your ability to lead. When that belief wavers, so does their commitment. Now, I know it's easy to dismiss onboarding, especially when you're juggling clients, vendors, tech fires, and 1,000 emails. But if you want to scale, if you want to stop being the only one who knows how to do everything, you have to build a better system for bringing people in. Here's where you start. Slow down. Onboarding is not a one-day sprint. It's a 30 to 90-day journey. Treat it like a structured experience, not an afterthought. Use tools that help you stay organized. It doesn't have to be fancy. A checklist in Google Docs, an Asana project, something to help you keep track of what's done and what still needs to happen. It'll make sure you don't forget logins, accounts, software access, or, oh yeah, a place for them to sit and work. In fact, I have a really handy, free new hire onboarding workflow that's going to help you step by step through the process. I'll put a link in the description. Create a clear day 1 plan. What should they do? Who should they meet? What should they read or watch? How should they start learning the ropes? Then map out the 30, 60, 90-day experience. What should they be able to do at each stage? What trainings or shadowing should happen? What regular check-ins will you hold? Assign a point person. Even if it's you, give them a guide, someone who can answer the questions they're afraid to ask out loud. And don't make them feel invisible. Introduce them to your clients and vendors. Give them credibility. Nothing is more frustrating than trying to do your job and getting stonewalled because no one knows who you are or why you're calling. And please, give them context behind the work. Don't just tell them what to do. Tell them why it matters. What's the vision? Who are your clients? What are the values behind how you work? Paint a full picture, because when you give someone context, they can operate with confidence. They can make better decisions. They can think on their feet instead of just waiting for the next task. Now, in spite of what you think, this doesn't take a huge amount of time, but it does take intention. And when you lead with intention, your people feel it. They stop second guessing you. They start trusting you. And they go from being polite passengers to fully engaged partners. So don't wing it. Don't assume they'll figure it out. They might, but not in the way that you want them to. They might figure out that your business is disorganized, that you don't value their time, that you aren't quite ready to grow. Or they might figure out that they deserve better. And when they do, you'll find yourself hiring again and explaining once more why the last person didn't work out. Now, you're not going for perfection here, but you do need preparation. So take the time, set the tone, build an onboarding experience that reflects the business you want to be, not just the one you're barely holding together. And if you're not sure where to start, or if you just need a solid foundation to build from, check out the Ultimate New Hire Workflow Guide. It's completely free, and it takes the guesswork out of onboarding. It's an easy-to-follow, step-by-step workflow, along with the actual onboarding documents that you're going to need to make sure everything is done legally, clearly, and professionally. Because yes, onboarding is about building trust, but it's also about covering your compliance bases. This guide does both, so you can stay organized, look like the real business you are, and set up your new hire for success from day one. So grab your copy using the link below. And let's make sure your new hire never ever begins to think you're a hot mess. And remember, your inspired leadership is the secret sauce to having a high-performance team and a wildly successful business you'll love. I'll see you next time on Leader's Journey.